Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner, the biggest gob in sport, and still, should I say, the biggest gob in sport, especially boxing. I mean, have you seen some of the crap questions that are asked by this boxing media that we've got today? How embarrassing are they, eh? We've got Puppy Parsons there for the first 11 minutes in an Eddie Hills interview talking about crisps and Tom Ford sunglasses and it were great to have caviar when I went with you to so and so's house in New York, Eddie. I had caviar. Oh my God, talk about getting softened up. Oh my God. Then we've got other people, former boxers with YouTube channels, gonna do this and gonna do that. They get their opportunity and their arseholes fall out. Oh my God. Right. In the blue corner from Billericay, the 7-0 Iceman, 5 by way of Eddie Hills. Eddie Hills is now a tax exile in Monaco, according to Company House, registered address Monaco. Matchroom CEO, but he's down as Monaco now, just like everybody else. Nobody wants to pay any tax. It's Monaco or Portugal or Jersey where they all want to live in it now. Good old Eddie Hills. Put him back into the UK, eh? Isn't it amazing? Eh? That divorce must be crippling Eddie Hills. Ha ha. Good old Eddie Hills. Why is nobody in the YouTube community with press access asking Eddie Hills or Bricktop? What is happening with Joe Cordina? What has gone on there? We all know about he were offered a few million from Turkey, but Eddie only offered him a third of that to fight Stevenson. Oh my God. It's all going wrong for Eddie, innit? If he were doing that to Cordina, who else has he ripped off in the last 15 years? Who? How many fighters out there have had their legs lifted by the Billy Ricky Iceman? Eh? Or dare anybody even question him? No, they daren't. They're all just so humble to be around him, aren't they? I mean, look at the White Rhino. He got beat from pillar to post for years, didn't he, really, on matchroom shows? And then Eddie said, don't worry about that, DeBar. Offer off Bricktop. I'll match that. And then he didn't, did he? And then look what happens. They go crawling back on their hands and knees, like Rhino did to Big Ron. They crawl back, don't they? Hey, it's the only sport where the lions, the boxers, right, are scared of the rats, the promoters. You could not make this up. But money makes you do crazy things, doesn't it? Doesn't it? It makes you lose all your inhibitions and you lose your morals and all that. And hey, old Bricktop on Bunce's channel, isn't he? Doing an interview saying all of his up and coming shows have all sold out. No, they haven't. Why are you saying that? Statistics proves if you go and look at the websites for them shows and arenas, they're not sold out. So why would you shout that about? Hey, why would you do that? It's unbelievable. The actual waffle that these people come out with is absolute lip service. They change by the day, don't they? But nobody wants to mention it to them, do they, on the media? They slip and slide all the time. Look, everybody's sick to death of hearing Juggy's Spencer Oliver on Talksport. Even Simon Jordan now looks embarrassed by him. They slip and slide and flop and change, or flip flop, whatever they call it, every single day to suit their agendas and their friends. It's so boring now. Nobody's pulling them up on it. Huey Fury on Talksport, piping up. He's fighting Dan Gerber, old sparring partner, pushing 40-year-old, fights him tonight. But he's calling Dylan White out. He said it's in talks. Right. First of all, I know somebody in Dylan White's team. It's not in talks. So I don't know who's told them that. Dylan White's his own manager. It's not in talks. Sending somebody a text message and then replying back saying, oh, we'll see what we can do. I'll pass message on. That does not mean it's in talks. So I don't know who's flanneling them there, but I've heard it in talks. So you don't go from Dan Garber to White. White's 37 now. He's an old man. Yui's got the style to beat him, but why would Dylan White take a fight with Yui that's a bad style and they don't do tickets between pair of them, do they? Where are they going to sell that at? I'm saying that fight doesn't happen next. I've heard all this. It's in talks. It's in talks. It's in talks. It's all a load of knackers. I remember putting a check, a picture of me, or a little video, sorry, in Dennis's office with a check for £25,000 to Conor Benn to fight Danny Kennedy. And Dennis running around telling people in the industry that it were in talks. Because we had an email from Barry Hearn regarding the offer. Don't mean it's in talks, does it? Just because Barry Hearn went, nah, we're going in a different direction and Conor gets more than that a fight anyway. So, Dennis, it weren't in talks. There's too much of this goes on in boxing. You've only got to send somebody a text message who's another fighter or a manager regarding your fighter and, oh, it's in talks. We all remember Bricktop doing press conferences saying fights were made between Nathan Cleverly and Hopkins. Hopkins weren't even at the presser. And then we remember the one with Derek Chisora versus Wilder with the big billboard and all that. Wilder weren't even at the presser. He didn't know note about it. All this in talk stuff, it's all a load of shit. It's just to keep investors happy when they're pouring loads of money in. That's all it is. These people are con men. Everything's designed to get your money. Boxing fans, money for tickets. Boxing armchair fans, money for pay-per-view and subscriptions. And investors' money. Be careful with your money, you investors. You will lose it in the sport of boxing. Because when you ask for a return, the promoters will turn around and say, you me pal, but you knew it was a gamble, didn't you? But we're still pals, aren't we? There's no pals in boxing. It's full of liars, vagabonds, and charlatans. Sooner people get their heads around it, the better. We've got Dave Allen and Johnny Fisher fighting for world title money. None of them have got a belt between them, only an area belt. Fisher's got an area belt that we bought him. That's it. They're fighting for world title money. That's where the sport's heading. All right. So it is what it is. We've got David Adelaide and Jamie TKV flipping a table over. We've seen all that before. Chisora's done that. We've seen it all before. It's all stage knackers. Why are they putting them at these presses where there's tables there? They know something's going to happen. They're all in on it. Unbelievable. I'm not even going to watch that fight. Now I'll just watch highlights. It's fake beef. If they want to get at it, Adelaide and that Jamie TKB will text each other. They've got each other's number because they've sparred. They'll text each other and they'll go get round back and get the coats off with nobody else there. If there's beef there, that's what real men do when there's intense beef. Unless you're John Fury, of course. 101 road, never had a bare knuckler in his fucking life. And we've got Bricktop going on about Ben Shallam's contract for the Liam Cameron Ben Whittaker fight, saying that Shallam wants it as 10-rounder to suit Whittaker and Bricktop wants a 12-rounder to suit Cameron. Bricktop, you're the last person in the world to go on about contracts and that. Oh my God, how can you ever go on about contracts in the sport of boxing and what's right and what's wrong? Hark at the kettle, the frying pan, call it kettle black or whatever it is. That fire into frying pan. What a load of shite from Bricktop there. You last person to mention contracts. I can't believe the audacity and the bare neck of these people. It's absolutely unbelievable. Then we've got the Gad, Paul Gad, Gary Glitter, Gareth A. Davis, whatever you want to call him. He's an absolute freaky weirdo. He lives on the same street as Conor Benn and Eddie Hills. Picture of the Gad on his images on a rock on holiday with his black toenail painted toes. He's painted all his toenails black. The guy's an absolute freako. He's running around saying, who is it next for Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury? Well, they'd be lovely fights for Joshua then, wouldn't they? Coming back for that shallacking from Dubai and the 4 easy ones before that after 2 shallakins from Usyk. Joshua's out while September. That takes him to 5 years, more or less, without a world title win. Of course he'd love to fight Wilder at back end of year. Wilder's shot to bits, can't pull trigger. Of course he'd like to fight Tyson Fury. He's going to get paid massive amounts. He's the B-side against Tyson Fury now. Although commercially viable, they'll say it's A-side. Look, they're going to get paid hundreds of millions to fight a couple of times. They're both shot to shit, but Joshua's more shot than Fury, but Wilder's more shot than them all. He'd want to go Wilder than Fury, but Eddie Hills hasn't been able to make the Wilder fight in 8-9 years. Come on. And the Fury fight, we've been talking about it 14 years. They're all spent now. Wilder, Fury, Joshua, all been knocked about. I don't want to hear that, Gad. It's boring. Go get some nail varnish remover on your toenails. Just been looking at you on images on Google. You're an absolute freako. What sort of man paints his toenails black and stands on a rock next to the sea? Google it, Gareth A. Davis, toenails painted black. Oh my God, I feel sick. I feel absolute sick. Do you know what I mean? Fury doing a jog round Morecambe on pier with Isaac Lowe. Oh my God, he's car valeter. Personal Joey. What is all that about? Who wants to see that? Hey, bit of Instagram footage for 20 seconds, like they've been jogging round the full area an hour. A load of rubbish. They're just jogging in between pubs. That's about it, really. Go on, thanks for liking and subscribing, leaving a comment. I thought I'd tell it straight yet again, because nobody whatsoever in this sport or in this media is telling the truth. Only me. Well, that's about it. Peace out. Thanks for sharing videos as well. Max, crawl out Big Ron's ringer.